many times has fear stopped you from doing things that you like and excite you? You may have been thinking about your dream trip for a while, but you never managed to match your dates with those of your friends. Or maybe they are not as excited as you are. Or maybe you're open to other proposals, but it seems impossible to agree with the destination. I think I'm a different person since I started my first trip alone. At the beginning, I was very afraid. I read hundreds of articles, used all kinds of applications, and I decided to do it. In this speech, I want to give you some tips to overcome that fear of traveling alone. Tips to make easier for anyone to meet new people anywhere. And also about women traveling alone. First, let's start talking about fears. What are you really afraid of? Fear of something bad happening to you. Think about it. When you leave your home to go somewhere, do you usually have a problem? Imagine now that instead of being you, you're from another country, and you go to the same place in the same way. Will you encounter any new problem due to being a foreigner? Of course not. The other countries are not necessarily more dangerous. If you inform yourself in advance and avoid complicated places, you should have no problem. Fear of the new. When we have to leave our comfort zone, we only see problems and catastrophes instead of opportunities and challenges. A 2018 year research published in the journal Neuron has found that unstable situations may be uncomfortable, but they are also essential if you want to make the most of your brain. Good things usually come with fear because there is a possibility of failure, but our body uses that fear to give us the energy needed to prevent failures. Fear of being alone. I want one thing to be clear. It is not the same to feel alone than to be alone. Traveling in a group can be much more lonely than traveling on your own. I got a Solo Travel Trends 2018 survey conducted by YouGov found that relaxation and time to unwind is the number one motivator for solo traveling globally, about a 61%, which compares to 80 to 48 when traveling with friends. Practically, traveling with company binds you to have to continually interact with your friends. In that situation, it is perfectly possible to return from your trip without having met anyone. As the fear of being alone is the only one of the three that I think has real and not imaginary foundations, let's see some ways to make friends on a trip. First of all, meeting people being alone, especially if it's abroad, is much easier than being with someone. And not precisely thanks to you, but the people around you. People find it less difficult to approach someone when they're alone because that person is much more accessible. When someone discovers that you're alone, they care more about you. That is because of your lack of protection. They will treat you better, they will be more interested in you, and they will invite you to meet their friends. And now you know people. To meet new people, it is necessary to start conversations. The big problem of human communication is our imagination. When you approach to someone with a simple, "Hi, can I sit with you?" you leave so many loose ends that that person can end up imagining anything about you. Things that you want to ask for money, that you are a stalker, or that you don't have any friends. And maybe you don't have any friends, but you don't want that person to know that. That is why in his article on social ability, Bao tells us that the key is to give all necessary information from the beginning, given a what, a why, and a what for. It's just about being honest. For example, "Hi, this is my first time that I travel on my own, and I have seen that you are also by yourself. So I was wondering if you're also traveling alone, and if you mind if I sit with you to chat a little." That said, it is very, very difficult to refuse. Because you have a what, "Can I sit with you?" A why, because we are both alone, and a what for, to chat a little. Now, let's talk a little bit about solo female travel. Women have more interest in solo travel than men, and this can be reflected in the 2014 Booking Survey resulted in a solo travel report that revealed 72% of American women are taking solo journeys, or at least thinking about it. This concept is not new, but it's growing in popularity. Although everything mentioned is as valid for women as for men, If you're a woman, you will discover that traveling alone often has a paradox. Although it usually can be a little scarier for women, in most cases the people of the place will treat women better and worry more because of the thought, correctly or incorrectly, that we are more vulnerable. But with certain precautions, traveling alone can be easier for women than for men. To conclude, now you know a little more about the fears of traveling alone. You know some tips to meet new people anywhere, and now you know the role of women in solo travel. Traveling alone for the first time can be a little scary. I consider the experience as something almost mystical, since being so alone with yourself, you get to learn a lot from yourself. Thank you.